Bible prophecy warns of a flesh man coming on the scene with supernatural powers that he got from the devil. Well, he will use these supernatural powers to do miracles in the sight of men, and these miracles he will use to fool the entire world into thinking that he's God or Jesus Christ, or try to replace Christ. Let me tell you about the mark of the beast and the Antichrist real quick. The Antichrist is going to be somebody that's going to be 100 times worse than Hitler. But when he starts out, he's going to be a beautiful speaker, mesmerizing in appearance, and a man of peace. That's how he's going to present himself. And he's going to unite all the world's religions under him. And he's going to pretty much form a religious dictatorship that will kill anybody that doesn't bow down to him. First on his list will be to kill Christians, to take the place of Jesus Christ, and to claim that he's God. He's going to sit in the temple over in Jerusalem and pretend to be God. Well, his system is going to be financial, economic, and all that, and you won't be able to be a part of that system unless you take an oath to him and reject all your former faiths like Christianity and whatever else you believed in. And if you ain't willing to do that, he'll threaten your family and threaten your kids and threaten your mom to kill them first in front of you and then kill you. But if you're a Christian, you know that you got to stick with Christ no matter what, even if it means death, because Christ died for us. He gave us his all, just so we can have a chance to live with him in heaven. So this mark of the beast and Antichrist, it has teeth behind it, because in 1991, these laws were introduced to the U.S. from the Sanhedrin called the Noahide laws. And there's 7 of them. But as you go deeper into these Noahide laws, one of the tenets is, if you will not renounce Jesus Christ, the penalty is death, because worshiping Jesus Christ to the Sanhedrin and the Noahide laws is considered idolatry. And so they'll murder you. The Sanhedrin is the same guys back in the Bible days that conspired against and murdered Jesus, because they were jealous of Jesus, because Jesus was like an innovator, where they was all about that religion and exploiting people. But Jesus Christ came with the true faith, which was a family-based doctrine, where you have the Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit, and Jesus Christ is the Son. He's our Redeemer, he's our healer, he's our everything, and he came to earth from heaven to show us how to do it. And the difference between him and all these other false gods is Jesus Christ is the only God that said he wasn't too good to die for his servants. So he left his throne in heaven and came down here and died, took our penalty on the cross, because we were sinners and we were worthy of whatever punishment we were supposed to get by the bad things we've done. But Christ said, you know what, Father, I'll take their punishment for them. And if they follow me, I'll lead them to heaven. So leave them in my hands. So Christ is like our lawyer, our defender, our everything, because Satan, all he does is accuse us of all the bad things we do. He's like, hey God, look at what they're doing. They're just like me, so I get to take them into hell. But Christ said, hey, if they follow me, my blood is on them, so they're mine, and I can take them with me to heaven. So that's what the deal is with Jesus Christ and this mark of the beast and Antichrist system. This Antichrist figure, he's going to have supernatural powers and all that. He's going to have everything that he needs from the devil to fool mankind. But just know, if you're a Christian, you can't go along with him just to save your life or to eat or anything like that, because if you do, God will reject you and you won't be able to go to heaven. So you have to hold on no matter how hard it gets. So it's letting everybody know about the Antichrist and the beast system. Alright guys, make the right choice. God bless you, and I love you. I'm going to read from the book of Revelation, chapter 3, verse 7. And to the angel of the church in Philadelphia, write these things, saith he that is holy, he that is true, he that hath the key of David, he that openeth and no man shutteth, and shutteth and no man openeth. I know thy works. Behold, I have set before thee an open door, and no man can shut it. For thou hast a little strength, and hast kept my word, and hast not denied my name. Behold, I will make them of the synagogue of Satan, which say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. Behold, I will make them to come and worship before thy feet, and to know that I have loved thee, because thou hast kept the word of my patience. I also will keep thee from the hour of temptation, which shall come upon all the world, to try them that dwell upon the earth. Behold, I come quickly. Hold that fast which thou hast, that no man take thy crown. Him that overcometh will I make a pillar in the temple of my God, and he shall go no more out. And I will write upon him the name of my God, and the name of the city of my God, which is New Jerusalem, which cometh down out of heaven from my God, and I will write upon him my new name. He that hath an ear, let him hear what the Spirit saith unto the churches. Okay, I'm reading from 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, and this relates to the Antichrist topic. Now we beseech you, brethren, by the coming of our Lord Jesus Christ, and by our gathering together unto him, that ye be not soon shaken in mind, or be troubled, neither by spirit, nor by word, nor by letter, as from us, as that the day of Christ is at hand. Let no man deceive you by any means, for that day shall not come except there come a falling away first, and that man of sin be revealed, the son of perdition, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God, or that is worshipped, so that he, as God, sitteth in the temple of God, shewing himself that he is God. Remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things, and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity doth already work. Only he who now letteth will let, until he be taken out of the way. And then shall that wicked be revealed, whom the Lord shall consume with the spirit of his mouth, and shall destroy with the brightness of his coming. Even him whose coming is after the working of Satan, with all power and signs and lying wonders, and with all deceivableness of unrighteousness in them that perish, because they receive not the love of the truth, that they might be saved. And for this cause God shall send them strong delusion, that they should believe a lie, and that they all might be damned who believe not the truth, but had pleasure in unrighteousness. But we are bound to give thanks always to God for you, brethren, beloved of the Lord, because God hath from the beginning chosen you to salvation through sanctification of the Spirit and belief of the truth. Wherefore, whereunto he called you by our gospel to the obtaining of the glory of our Lord Jesus Christ. Therefore, brethren, stand fast, hold the traditions which ye have been taught, whether by word or our epistle. Now our Lord Jesus Christ himself and God, even our Father, which hath loved us and have given us everlasting consolation and good hope through grace, comfort your hearts and establish you in every good word and work.
8 yards on the pickup, and now they'll have some options on second and short. Sitting alongside Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin, as it is Cowboy football to begin quarter number 2. They're looking at a second and short yardage to start things out. They'll give to Elliott. And they'll bring him down here right around the 17-yard line. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains.
2nd and 2 is prime time for a little bit of a gamble, isn't it? Open up the playbook, go play action, toss that bad boy deep. But in this situation, go ahead and give it to your back. Let him pick up a first down, keep the sticks moving. I call that play a success. A nice inside run sets up a very manageable 2nd down, a very solid gain on that play.
And he'll find some space up to about the 25. Call it a gain of 4 there, so it sets up a big play here. 3rd and a yard. Now Elliott. And he's going to have the first down, yardage to the 35. They get 9 out of that one, and as a result, the drive continues.
Just about every coach we talk to says the crowd shouldn't affect us. That shouldn't be an issue. And then the next breath, they talk about taking the crowd and taking them out of the game by picking up first downs and keeping them at bay. I think we just saw an example of that there, didn't we?
Important to do, especially early in the game like they have.
Count.
Now it's Jackson. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7.
One thing to keep in mind, partner, especially in the second half, when you've got a running back of this size, of these dimensions, I can just tell you, attrition does set in for a defense because you're excited about hitting him in the first half. Maybe not so much in the second half, and some of these shorter gains turn into bigger runs later.
Here we go, 46.
They'll try to throw now. Prescott. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. He was trying to hit Jameis Olawale, and now it's 3rd down.
And you just know when that play call came in, their eyes lit up because anytime you get a chance to take a big shot downfield, that's a lot of fun, and they missed an opportunity.
They head to the line facing a 3rd and 7 following the incompletion on 2nd down.
Here we go, 46.
Out of the gun. Here's Prescott. Got an open man. It's Michael Gallup. And he'll be taken down, but not before he works it past the 50. His first catch, and it's a pretty big one. They get the conversion on 3rd down. And, boy, they had high praise for this rookie receiver when we asked the coaches about him, didn't they?
They certainly did, and obviously they liked his measurables. Otherwise, they wouldn't have brought him onto the team. Height, weight, speed, all of that. But how about what they really said? Competitiveness. That's what they really liked about him. The way he goes after the football, competes for it, and decides when it's in the air, it's his and only his.
And down inside the 40 to about the 38. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
And when you get good yardage like that on first down, it really does a whole lot of good for your entire offense. But I love the way he's finishing those runs. At the end of things, he's making sure he gets just a little bit extra.
Two minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to New Orleans after this.
Good. Here we go. Wide in.
And before this 2nd down play, we'll get a whistle, a signal, and a timeout. It's just their first, so they'll have 2 remaining here before we get to halftime.
Here we go, 46. Here we go. Wide in. Here we go, 46. 46.
Prescott now on 2nd down. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Sheldon Rankins In there to get him for what will be a loss of 13 yards.
Good. There we go. Kill.
3rd and long for Prescott. And this one is incomplete.
I know coaches tell us all the time that having a powerful arm isn't the #1 thing they look for in a quarterback. But when you're trying to throw inside routes and you need to put some heat on it, it helps have the big gun. In this case, just a little bit too much.
This offense converted once on 4th down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more.
Here we go. 180.
They're indeed going for it. It's Prescott. He finds his man. It's Austin. Touchdown, Cowboys. Tavon Austin, 51 yards. And the Cowboys will add on to their lead. As a former DB, you might not like to see that, but from a wide receiver's perspective, those are the plays they dream of.
Correct on both counts, all right? Because once he took off, I mean, let's face it, that should have been done in Big Sky country. Aren't any speed limits out there? And off he went. Glad I wasn't the one trying to chase him.
So Dak will bring the Cowboys up to go for the 2-point try.
Here we go. 180. 180.
They'll let Elliott try and run it in. And he is into the end zone to bump the lead up 2 more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And here's Lewis. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays.
Get set.
Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points. Get that 0 off the board. Toward the sideline, and look at that catch. Dragging the toes, and that's going to be a first down. Well done. He's got his first catch here before halftime, and it goes for a first down. On 1st and 10, here's Breeze. He'll let it fly in the direction again. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete. I know he wants to get his team back in the game, but a 50-50 ball right there that maybe was a little questionable.
Yeah, he's pretty lucky to get that one back. I think that sometimes these quarterbacks play with a lot of confidence that borders on arrogance, and that can put your team in some Dutch.
Yeah, especially maybe want to look at some safer routes after the interception he had that ended their last drive. And he's going to bowl his way forward to the 48. That second down run a big help. The 7 yards leaves him with just a 3rd and 3 now. Breeze now. And Ginn's got it. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. And now we won't see a play on first down. We're going to get a timeout instead, as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Now a play fake here on first down. He'll let it fly in the direction again. And he's got it. It's caught in the end zone. Touchdown, New Orleans. Ted Ginn, 42 yards. And the Saints make some inroads here to that deficit. Now Sean Payton going to say, let's go for 2 on this one. They're going to keep it on the ground. And he is in for the 2 points. And they're back within a score as the lead's cut to 8. Lutz now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or 2 shy of the 30. And now Dallas gets set to take the field. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
A little over 20 seconds remaining in the half as they'll line up here 1st and 10.
Here we go. 180. Here we go. 46.
Off the play fake, Prescott. Rush coming, and he's taken down. Now before this second down play, we'll get whistles and a timeout, as the clock will stop with 18 seconds to go in the first half. And they need to work to at least get some of this yardage back after the sack. 2nd and 19. On play action, Prescott. Looking deep in the direction of Cooper. Looking for Cooper, and it's intercepted. Good positioning, and it's picked off. And he's giving his guys a shot for late points as they will take over in range for a field goal or maybe more. So even though it's first down, here's the field goal unit on now to try to get 3 before halftime. It'll be a 49-yard attempt from the left hash. And Lutz puts this one through. And that'll get the lead down to 5. So the 3 points here, they're still down, but they put somewhat of a dent into that lead going into the break.
Anything helps when you're trying to chip away at a lead, but they do know that they're going to need a little bit better effort in the second half.
Following the made field goal, Lutz to kick it away. This fielded a few yards into the end zone. We have hit halftime. Still 2 more quarters to go. We'll take a timeout. We'll be back after this. You're watching the NFL, and it's on EA Sports. It's in the game. Both teams appear ready for the fight ahead, and we resume action here in quarter number 3. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Out come the Saints now. They'll go on offense first here to begin the third quarter. They're close game, but they're going to need to do a little bit better probably here in half 2, no?
I would agree with that totally. I would guess it in the locker room. They talked about cleaning up some of the errors, but overall, I think they wanted to be positive with them. Guys, we're right there. Just not playing as well as we need to. Let's pick it up, and we still have a chance to win this game.
Yeah, they do. We'll see if they can pick it up. And he stopped immediately there. Sean Lee, the Pro Bowler, there for the tackle.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. A solid gain of 15 yards, and the sticks move.
An ex-teammate used to tell me all the time, I hate experienced quarterbacks because no matter what, you really can't hide what you're doing. And I think that right there, he knew right away where the blitz was coming from, where his primary guy was going to be, and he ended up going to a secondary target for a nice game.
I was just going to ask you, that wasn't the primary. This is caught inside the 15. Touchdown, New Orleans. Michael Thomas, 60 yards. And the Saints are able to cash in for 6. Well, you know he can be explosive, and he's ultra-explosive there on the fly route.
And you know how many times we've talked to coaches and we've had quoted back to us, well, you know something? When you execute really well, it doesn't matter if they know it's coming or not. But sometimes athleticism beats you as well. He just took off and went. That's almost like one of your Turkey Bowl games, isn't it? Just go long,
Backyard.
man. I'll hit you. And it worked really well for them.
Lutz now to kick this one away. This is taken about 7 yards deep. They'll bring it back to just about the 25. Call it the 24-yard line. The Cowboys offense now, they head out for their first possession of the second half. They're down in this game. A chance for the offense, though, to put something on the board, get some momentum here in half 2.
Try and get things kick-started for them. And you know at the half, they discussed how they were going to get that done. This is where scripting comes into play a lot of the time.
How many plays do you script coming out of the second half?
Most of the time in the first half, you're scripting 12 to 16. I think in the second half, you're really scripting more like 8 to 10. Kind of a starter or an opener, whatever terminology they use. Just something to get you off to a quick start.
And he finds a man with a crossing route. And he'll be down deep into New Orleans territory. A big play there on the catch and run. 63 yards.
There will always be a place for methodically marching the ball downfield. But when you can pick it up in big chunks and strike like that, have explosive plays, that's often the difference in winning and losing. Those types of plays that can knock a defense off balance, that'll drive a team towards a victory.
Here we go, 46, 46.
From the red zone now, Prescott. Escaping the pressure right. His throw incomplete.
I'm going to need some help with this one. How did he miss him? Wide open in the end zone. He's not hurried. He's not hit. And somehow, incomplete?
Yeah.
What happened?
During film study, that's one where he's just going to shake his head, not be able to believe it.
6 points go by the wayside on that one.
On second down, Prescott again. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. Jeff Swaim from 13 yards out. And the Cowboys are in for 6.
The big fella was the recipient there for that touchdown pass, and it seems like more and more the tight end is the guy you have to worry about most in the passing game.
And now Jason Garrett electing for his guys to try for 2.
Hey, 4 down. There we go, 1, 8. 26.
They'll try and run it up the middle. And he gets halfway there down to the 1-yard line. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This is fielded at the goal line. And he'll take it up past the 25 to the 26-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. So Bree's going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their own 26. Now Breeze. He's going to launch this thing way downfield. And that one falls incomplete. Looked like he might have had position there, but he couldn't hold on at second down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man-on-man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
Jeff Heath, the one to bring him down.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
On third down, here's Kamara. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Just a 1-yard gain on the play, and that'll mean a call to the punt team as it's fourth down.
I have to think a major focus of the halftime meetings had to be figuring out how to create space for the running game to get operating.
Well, what you pointed out to me at half seems accurate. That line has struggled to sustain blocks.
Yeah, I would agree with that totally. They've got to focus on staying on their double teams at the first level, make sure that block's secured before they slide off and try and chip someone at the second level.
And it's a short one here, complete to the tight end. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. A gutsy call. Turns out to be a good one, though. First down on a pickup of 11. 2 first downs have him up to the 41 now for 1st and 10. Off the play fake to Kamara. It's Breeze. And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off Byron Jones. And he takes this one back into the end zone, and the Cowboy defense has a touchdown.
That was an interception, but on the field, the guys who are picking it off, they're not saying that. What word are they using? It's Oski, and that means catch the ball and go the other way.
That's your vernacular. I've never heard anybody say Oski.
Ask around. They'll tell you.
So the Cowboys now bringing the offense out there to go for 2.
We got three, fellas, we got 3.
They'll try and run it up the middle. And he is not going to get to the goal line. And for the first time here this afternoon, they are thwarted on the 2-point conversion. So they'll get another shot on offense following that pick 6. And now the kick is away. Fielded about a yard deep. And all that work, but he stopped where he ultimately would have been had he simply taken a knee, and that's the 25-yard line. Now the Saints, they trot their offense out here. So Breeze going to lead the Saints up here, 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Ready, we're waiting.
Now Breeze to try again after the pick 6. He's got a man open. It's Cameron Meredith. And they'll get it up just short of the 45 at the 44. First play of the drive, a success, 19 yards. Breeze now 6 for 6 since coming back out of the locker room. It's 1st and 10. There's Breeze. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack. David Irving coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9. After the sack, it's 2nd and 19, and the road gets a bit tougher from here.
Ready, what's up?
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off Byron Jones. Back now here live in New Orleans. It's the Cowboys with a football. They'll be looking to tack on to their lead as we get set for the 4th. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10.
Bring down. Here we go, 480. Here we go, 46.
Following the interception, here's Prescott. Throw right side, taken in by Gallup. He'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. A really good pickup of 28 yards.
When you have someone throwing it that well, that confidently, you don't have to call the game in fear at all, do you? You just go ahead and play.
Yep, confidence with a lead to throw it here in the fourth, and boom, he's on the money.
Yeah, you don't have to tuck your head in and go like turtle at this point. You can just go ahead and play.
A first down throw for Prescott. Under a heavy rush, and down he goes. Manti-Te'o, tough to handle on that blitz. He gets him for a loss of 5. Man, he got in there so quickly, Charles. What could the offense have done to adjust and account for that?
But what you're hoping is that you figure out and you see and get a clue that maybe there's going to be some pressure coming at you, and you change the blocking schemes. Maybe you go to max protection. The biggest ones, maybe you bring your running back in to try and keep you clean. But in that case, that didn't happen. Zero accountability, and a sack resulted.
Clock continuing to run. They'll probably wind this all the way before snapping it on second down.
Here you go.
A second down throw for Prescott. And Beasley with it over the middle. And finally down he goes as they work it inside the 10 to the 7. First target, first catch, and a first down. A good chance now to put this game on ice. This is first and goal.
There we go. 26.
From the shotgun, it's Prescott. And he's going to be grabbed and pulled down. A.J. Klein coming on the blitz. He gets him for a loss of 7.
Brandon, more often than not, you'd say they've had his number, and we can count them up so far. 1, 2, 3, 4 sacks given up. But guess what? He's still been able to make some plays, and right now they have a lead.
It's second and goal, but now all the way back at the 14. Here's Prescott. On the right side, this is Austin with a catch. And he is into the end zone for a Cowboy touchdown. 3 touchdown passes now for Dak Prescott. And the Cowboys will extend their lead. They were still throwing with a comfortable lead here late, and now that lead even more comfortable.
And your first thought is there bad blood that went into this one ahead of time, that maybe they're seeking some revenge or they just don't like them? But the other thing that always hits me is, are they worried about playoff positioning? Right? Are they worried about, do you need enough points in case there's a tiebreaker that comes into play later?
Extra point right down the middle. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. Fielded about a yard deep. And this return net's positive as he gets past the 25 and up to the 27-yard line. The Saints offense now, they get ready to head back onto the field. They're sort of seeing themselves spiral out of control. Let's see if they can get things back on track.
And this is where the coach is walking that line of being calm and really being firm with his team. I had one tell me once, when we were having a tough patch, this too shall pass, this too shall pass, and then finally we kept having a rough patch. He said, but you got to do something to make it pass, and that's what they have to do. They've got to get some control back, get themselves reasserted, and calm things down.
See if they can get calm and reassert themselves here. They'll set up the screen now to Kamara. And he will lose yardage and be backed up to the 24. Time for a break. We'll come back and see this one out after this. The Saints on third down, just 1 for 3 thus far. This is going to be 3rd and 13. Now Breeze. And he took the contact as he was throwing it, and the ball drops incomplete.
This defense was definitely alert to the possibility of the deep ball, and they were more than ready for it.
They've got the lead, fourth quarter. Maybe can expect more passes like that downfield. Now Breeze, got to have this one. He's going to let it fly. It's caught inside the 25. And he takes this down deep on the Cowboys side of the field. No reason not to try it there, and they do indeed convert on 4th. Into the red zone, it's Breeze. Oh, a scrap for the football, and he's going to come down with it. 15 more there, and they're on a roll. It's another first down. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Again, it's Breeze. Drops this off to Kamara out of the backfield. And he's able to get it down to the 2-yard line. Nice job defensively to hold him to 4, and now it's 2nd and goal.
So many times you hear today's NFL described as a space game. Get your best players into space with the football in their hands. That's why sometimes you just swing it out to your runner, get him out in the flat, and let him have a chance to make people miss an open field. His path became similar to almost running a stretch play, didn't it? Trying to find a crease, anywhere to put his foot in the ground and cut back. It just never materialized.
And not going to be able to push this forward. He runs into a wall right at the line of scrimmage. A field goal does you no good, so they're going to stay out there and go for it on 4th. They come out here in the eye. They run. It's Kamara. And he takes it across and into the end zone. Touchdown, Saints. A great play there. Taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Saints get a bit closer. Breeze now to throw. That's caught at the 1. And he'll be brought down right on the edge of the goal line at about the 1-yard line. So time definitely not in their favor. Down 2 scores, but they'll try the onside kick. And the Cowboys are going to secure the football, and with it, they'll just about secure the victory as well. They knew they needed a miracle. They had to have that onside kick. They didn't get it.
Well, as we knew, even before they put the toe to the leather on that one, their chances of getting that done, slim and none. And I do believe we saw Slim just leave the door, didn't we?
We did indeed. I think we're down to none.
Gun. Gun.
It's just me and you. It's just me and you.
Well, Prescott here to throw. Flush to his right. He hits Beasley right side. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Now whistles come in. We're going to get a timeout here by the offense. It's just their first. They've got 2 more to use here in the final stages. From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
Here we go, 46, 46.
Check, 47.
Here we go, 46.
Prescott on 1st down. He's going to rifle one deep left side. And it'll be intercepted. Picked off by a former first-round pick, Patrick Robinson. 2-score game here in the 4th, and that pick, it kind of keeps the door ajar, doesn't it?
It does, and you wonder about their strategy because with a 2-score lead, you would think maybe you're just sitting on it and trying to drain some clock. It's almost like they felt like, hey, we've got a good cushion. We can keep pressing it. It ended up costing them.
Now after the fumble recovery, it's Breeze. And he will go down. A Cowboys sack. And the clock will now stop as a timeout is called with 5 seconds left.
I know there'll be a little bit of criticism there because they went right back to the air after the huge pickup and end up getting sacked. That's often a play that you make. You feel like you've got momentum on your side.
Unfortunately, the O-line failed to hold up to try to keep that momentum going. And that will be incomplete as time has run out on this football game. Charles, we saw a lot of points go up in this one. Certainly defensively, Stuff that they can look at on film, don't you think?
No doubt about it, and they've got to go back and check where the errors are, how they're going to fix them, and continue to get better at what they do. But they also need a little adjustment with their confidence. To give up that many points, even if you win a game, that can hurt you.
That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more, find us on Twitter @EA Madden NFL.